Listen, you've heard about a lot of bad things tonight. You've heard about the problems in the American economy, rising job insecurity, declining earnings, instabilities driven by financial speculation, as in the case of the housing bubble. You've heard about horrific problems of poverty in this, the richest city in the world, child poverty, senior poverty, the failure of our public systems to function properly. Well, all of these problems and more can be understood as rooted in public policies or rooted in the failure to enact and enforce public policies that would regulate financial speculation, that would establish minimum wages and maybe maximum earnings, but in many cases would tax away the excess earnings of the very rich. We once had those public policies after World War II. The marginal tax rate on the top incomes was what, 91%. Thank you so much. 91%. Well, if public policies could, in principle, remedy these problems, then it's a problem of politics, isn't it? Because public policies are government decisions, patterned government decisions over time with regard to what to do about a certain sector or a certain problem or a certain dimension of our social living. These are public policies are shaped by government, and government is supposed to be shaped by politics. But there's a big problem in our politics. And the big problem in our politics has to do, in largest measure, with the flood, the soaking of our politics in money and propaganda. And it's getting worse. Well, maybe not worse than it's ever been. We forget how bad it's been at other times in that history. But it's getting worse than it was in living memory, and promises to get still worse as the Citizens United and sister court decisions work their way through the system. A certain proportion of that excess money that's earned at the very top makes its way into politics. And what does it do with politics? It fights for, pressures for, bribes for the policies that will lead to making more money that will go into politics. So, what can be done? Well, that question has arisen at earlier times in American history. And you know, there have been not solutions, but there have been reversals. The predatory domination of our policies, and through our policies, our society, the predatory domination of our society by the very rich, who of course just want to get richer. And when have those moments come? Well, they come when people have arisen in protest movements. They have not come as a result of the steady, regular, dutiful working for electoral politics, knock on doors for your I'm not against that. You want to do that? Fine. But electoral politics, and sometimes we have to do that, but electoral politics by itself has never been sufficient to reverse the predatory accumulation of the wealth of our society by those who are already the wealthiest in our society. Protest movements have changed our society. Not as much as people wanted, or they dreamed, or they promised even, but they've had an impact.